Well, the Normandy invasion was the biggest combined land, air and naval operation in history, and there are extraordinary numbers behind it. Here are some of them: 6,000 ships, around 10,000 aircraft, 12,500 vehicles. This was an all-out push to get a foothold in France, and from there the Allies hoped to force the Nazis out of Europe. But of course none of this would have worked without the manpower to go with it. It's the code names for the 5 beaches where the Allies landed. The Americans arrived first at Utah and Omaha, or as it became known, Bloody Omaha. 2,500 Americans died on D-Day, making it the second worst day of losses for the Americans in the whole of World War II. The British landing followed within an hour at Sword Beach and Gold Beach, and then the Canadians joined them shortly afterwards via Juno Beach. The combined Canadian and British death toll was almost 2,000. And it was very clear today that 75 years later, veterans still vividly remember the comrades they lost. While French citizens and German soldiers were also caught up in the events of D-Day, Jean Mackenzie spoke to 3 people who experienced the day's events in very different ways. Here's her report.
What did you think when you first saw the plan?
We were happy about it, you know. We were going back to our country.
Leon joined the French Navy when he was 17. When the Nazis invaded, he went to the UK and became part of an elite unit of commandos in preparation for D-Day.
We were the first one on the beach. We got orders, as soon as we go on the sand, to run the faster that you can toward the defense. The enemy in front of us, far at you.
What did you think your chances of survival were?
We didn't think about it. You know, that only happened to other people. It don't happen to you.
I had my service from 2 o'clock until 6 o'clock.
On guard with the German army, Paul saw the first flares land on the beach.
The parachutists came down, the airplanes bombed. The soldiers said to us, "Hey, boys, come on, hands up. The war is over for you."
He was then captured by the Allies and taken to Scotland as a prisoner of war.
And how did you feel about that?
It was happy to have to shot anymore. We didn't want to fight.
Colette was 12 when the Germans invaded her village. She joined the resistance and was sent to help the wounded on D-Day.
Il a fallu trouver 2 charrettes à bras dans lesquelles on a entassé les blessés. On m'a attribué une salle et je me suis retrouvée avec mes 12 blessés qui avaient été opérés, qui avaient été soignés. Et c'est là où j'ai gagné un titre un peu invraisemblable. On m'a donné le titre d'infirmière-major. M'a appris l'humilité et tout relativiser. Alors, voyez-vous, j'ai 90 ans, je suis cassée de partout. Je suis une femme heureuse.